Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. In today's review, we're talking about the most recent Last of Us, in which we've been introduced to a new character, Isaac. You may remember the actor. He played Bernard in Westworld. And he is someone who used to be a member of the Fedra for the Washington State Division, and later joined up with the WLF, which at the time seemed like a better situation. In a flashback, they show Isaac talking with his platoon under him, where they didn't know the meaning of some of the terms that they were using. And he explained to them that they had taken away the rights of just about everybody. And that seemed to be what was behind the whole idea that he would betray his compatriots and join the WLF. Now, some years later, he's the head of the WLF, and it's turned out that it's become about as bad as the Fedras were. But at least he's running it, I suppose. There's a couple of pretty hard-to-watch scenes in there where he is causing great pain on who he calls a SCAR. This religious group that we met in the previous episode is a main, and we talked about this, is a main enemy of the WLF, and they are fighting each other. Now, an interview with the producers sometime later said that what they were doing here is trying to emulate the kind of situation between the Palestinians and the Israelis. It is a matter of both sides not wanting to give up the fight and both claiming that the other side started it. Who's right? We have no way of knowing in this story. So there is the continued attacks and counterattacks by the groups, one armed with tanks and machine guns, and the other with bows and arrows and knives and hammers. So this is kind of the backdrop in which we enter Washington, where the infected are, I would say, only a secondary concern of them as opposed to just their rivals. So we have our duo of Dina and Ellie coming into Seattle, and they find it to be they don't understand the rainbow flags and things like that they observed. They assumed that it was just a very happy city at one time. So this kind of frames up the story as Ellie's story continues, that instead of being teamed with Joel, she's now teamed with Dina, and their relationship is a lot more intimate, shall we say, and especially since because of an incident during the escape from the infected, that Ellie had to admit to Dina that she was immune, and Dina then admitted to Ellie that she was pregnant. This is something we suspected last time when she threw up seeing all the dead people beside the road and then exclaimed that she never shows up about anything. That kind of is the first clue. The second one is that they are in a pharmacy trying to find anything useful, and she finds pregnancy tests. And so with all of this, we have a dynamic where Ellie wants to be Dina's protector. Dina, of course, wants to be the willing partner of the fight, and so there is that tension there. But what we see is the two of them being the real focus of our story. They have found out for the first time that the WLF is much more of a force, shall we say, even though the F in there stands for front, I've been reminded. But they are something of a force to contend with, considering that Ellie thought at first that they were a small group out of Washington, when in fact they are as big as the Fedra was. and they have an ongoing battle with what they call the Scars, and the Scars have an ongoing battle with them. And so Ellie and Dina are kind of caught in the crossfire, end up killing a couple of the wolves. So, in trying to get away. Another very difficult to watch scene was a number of people hanging in a television studio, an old abandoned television studio, that were apparently killed by the Scars. And another very good scene was in a music store. They were looking for a place that had a door wide enough for their horse to go in so they could hide. And they ended up in a music store. And while rummaging around in old torn up instruments and moldy records and things like this, she did find a guitar case. And inside the guitar case was a big silica gel and a guitar in good shape. She was able to tune it up and start singing, playing. This is something that has been downplayed in the story of the show, but very much a part of the game, that Joel taught her how to play the guitar and played the guitar all the time himself. And so it is revealed here, when she finds this good guitar, she's able to tune it up. She's able to play something on it, and mentions to Dina that, yes, she had lessons from Joel, and sang an Aha tune, Take On Me, which had very romantic overtones that really did affect Dina. She realized then that Ellie was the person that she wanted to be with forever. So I have to say that even though they didn't get any closer to finding Abby this particular episode, they do set the scene better. We now know what the location is, what the local politics, if you'll call it that, are, and the people who are the most influential in it. And so that is where it's going to go from there. Still a very captivating and interesting series. It is renewed for next year. We don't know how long it's going to run, but it is certainly something to keep your attention. So that's our thoughts on The Last of Us for this week. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Please put it in the comments below. And of course, later this week, we will have another 3 episodes of Andor, and then back with another Doctor Who episode on Monday. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, don't go far.